What is up, everybody? We are here. It is DCI Podcast. I am DCI Jason here with Big Sexy Bradley Crenshaw. It is another great day in the hobby here at DCI. We have got a ton of stuff to cover today. Bunch of new updates on the DCI office side of things, grading side of things, show side of things. The football season is here. We are going to dive into the football season a little bit as well. But first of all,
you know what? I'm going to stop you. Every time you start the show, you ever seen the movie Hustle and Flow?
Of course.
Have you seen that?
I have.
All right. Well, the dude gets there and he's like, got that mic and he's staring at that mic. It's like, I'm waiting on him to go, it's hard out here for a pimp.
That's right. You're waiting for me. Grace is going to drop the beat and I'm going to go on right after the intro music.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Well, maybe one time. Maybe episode 23 for Michael Jordan.
There you
our
go.
Jordan episode.
The GOAT. There we go. That is coming up, ain't it?
Coming up.
The next one. Sweet.
Got anything special planned for
You know, I may wear my Jordan gear for that one.
That's right. I think you should. Go full on Bulls uniform.
Yeah.
80s Bulls uniform, full on. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to leave a like, follow, comment, subscribe to our podcast. Don't want to miss out on any of those upcoming episodes, especially our GOAT Michael Jordan episode number 23 next week. First things first, though, our ambassador program is live on DCIGrading.com. Everybody head over there.
We already have a few people that are already the test dummies that we put out there. I don't like to use the word dummy, but the test.
It qualifies.
Yes,
I know who signed up.
So we are running. We do have a few of those running already. So yeah, just go to DCIGrading.com, fill out the little short submission form, sends over to our team. We'll basically review that, get with you, and then create you some links and QR codes for us.
Awesome. Guys, head over there, get those links made, and we will start adding value back to the hobby, make you guys some money, help out the DCI brand. Super cool program going on there with the ambassador program. This coming Monday, we are giving away a trip to Cabo. We have been working so hard on content. I'm sure you guys have seen on social media all of the content that we have been putting out for our Cabo giveaway. Well, the time has come to announce the winner. So Monday, if you want to talk about our Cabo giveaway just a little bit, we are going to be, as a staff, doing a live reveal for our Cabo giveaway. So it's definitely going to be exciting for all of the entries we got through the mail for the RCR Cabo trip. That's coming right down the gun, 3 days away.
Absolutely, and I really hope the person that wins that is somebody who doesn't get to take many trips.
I agree.
Or that hasn't been on a trip in a long time. Not to take anything away from the people who have the ability to travel.
Sure.
I travel a lot, but for somebody to win that has not traveled or that has never been to, Mexico and Cabo area,
sure.
I really hope that's someone that
I
wins
do too.
that.
I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to that live reveal. Potentially, we had thousands of entries, but potentially somebody could win that Cabo giveaway for $10, which would just be awesome. Like that's super cool. It's like I want to say a life-changing giveaway, but it's seriously like a once-in-a-lifetime chance to win something like that.
Oh, absolutely. I can tell you back in the day, years ago, back me up 20 years. I'm kind of sharing some of my age with you.
Right.
But, back me up 20 years, I wasn't able to go on a trip like that.
No way.
I'm
there right now.
At all. And more along the lines of, I can tell you right now, you have a hell of a lot more money at your age than I did.
Sure.
We just didn't have any money. I come from absolutely,
nothing.
Bare bones.
Sure.
So that's why I enjoy giving back to this hobby, is because I know people have to start somewhere, and those people who aren't able to take those trips or do those things, I really love to be able to help those people.
It's a super cool opportunity that that's been provided. I think it's going to be really, really special for the winner, but also for us as a staff.
Yep.
And the support that we got leading up to the giveaway was awesome. Tons of cards coming in the mail, guys. That was great. Always appreciate the support there. you kind of touched on it a little bit in terms of DCI wanting to give back and add that value back to the hobby. Something that we've always focused on since day one, whether it's RCRs, group submissions, slabs, some things that we are changing about the grading industry is trying to provide that feedback, that clarity to why your card graded the way it did.
Correct.
That's it. You know what I mean? That is the value that DCI is putting out there with those slabs. We're right around the corner from slab launch. This has been years in the making. Talk about our upcoming slab launch just a little bit.
What's that?
Our upcoming slab launch, DCI Slabs, the thing that we've been posting and pumping all over social media, the years of blood, sweat, and tears that we've been putting in.
As Grayson would have done, on one of the videos that he done yesterday. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? We're 2 weeks out?
We're 2 weeks away?
That was so funny.
That was awesome. I know, that was awesome.
So we do. We are 2 weeks out. What's the day? The 16th?
Yep.
We are exactly 2 weeks from being able to, launch those slabs. What we're going to do is we're going to open up submissions on those. They're going to be at a bulk tier pricing, which is going to, really surprise the hobby at the value that we're going to add to the hobby with the slab and the look of the slab and the quality for the price point.
It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
So we are still doing that. We're still coming out with a slab.
Yeah, we're still coming out with a slab.
Excellent. Just making sure, guys. That is coming down the gun.
Actually, you know what? I made the joke. And I started to make the joke here. You see all the people on all these podcast shows. They're all the time. Even talking about another grading company. There's another grading company. There's another, and I totally agree with you. There are several grading companies that have popped up over the last 2 years. Some I really like. Some I think is a money grab. But there are some of the newer ones that I really like some of the things that they're doing. So I will tell you, go with what you like. Go with what's, what fits you. Do you like the people? Do you like the slab? Do you like the transparency? What is it that you like about those particular companies? And go with them. You do not have to stick to the same thing that everybody wants to stick to. Change is good.
Change is good.
Change is great.
It makes everybody better.
I had this conversation yesterday about it's never good for one person to own the entire market of something. For instance, I was watching the game last night. Jeff Bezos was in the stands with Roger Goodell during the game. First, when I sat down to watch the game,
ESPN's going on.
Yeah. When I sat down to watch the game, I was flipping through my DirecTV. I've got NFL Sunday Ticket. I've got Network. And I'm like, where the heck's the dadgum game at? I literally got out my phone and Googled it. Where is the game? It's on Amazon Prime. The new Thursday, Amazon bought the rights to show those games on Amazon Prime Videos now. So that's where you watch Thursday Night Football. And then it shows Jeff Bezos there, and I had the conversation. I was like, you know what? I said, before long, he's going to end up owning just about everything when it comes to, the market and being able to order. And that's where it's easy at our fingertips. It's still not great. No. It's the same way with some of, with the companies purchasing all of these card grading companies. I don't find that to be a huge benefit to the hobby because one company is going to control the entire market.
Right.
What if they decide, hey, you know what? I don't like the pricing. We're not producing anything. Or you know what? I don't want to charge 20. I want to charge 50 now.
And there's nothing that you can do about it.
Nothing. If you're going to be in the hobby, you got to be in. So having that being said, I believe change is good. I do not believe change is good for one individual to own everything, but having multiple options causes a competitive marketplace, causes people to, it causes you to raise your game. If you're the only one, then, you just get to do what you want to do. I mean,
right.
take how we started DCI. We started off with a white sticker that we put on the back of the card and we marked what was wrong with the card, right?
Correct.
We assessed a grade between an 8 and a 9 or a 9 and a 10 and so on. Yes,
right.
It was all arranged. Another company tried to come in the RCR space. They were providing an ABC and a tamper-proof label. It's like, okay, well, that caused us to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, you know what? We need to up our game. And so we got better. We went tamper-proof label. We went solid grades. And this time we went on a scale 1 to 10 like a normal grading company. And we saw that we were really good at what we were doing.
Right.
And that's what led us down the path to start DCI and Dynamic Card Innovation and to come up with our own grading scale and our own slabs.
Tracking that accuracy.
We did not just wake up one morning and say, hey, you know what, we're going to be a grading company.
Yeah.
That's not what we done. And so that's why I love adding the value back to the hobby and where I'm super excited about the slab launch, about what comes along with the slabs, the NFTs, the marketplace for the NFTs that we've created with the blockchains. You can connect your crypto wallets. You can do all of that inside of our website, which is huge. We are trying to bring the value back to the hobby.
To the collector.
And to the collector.
That's
100%.
Exactly right. That's super exciting. Like I said, we've been working on that for so long now. It's just surreal to kind of have it, 2 weeks away. Mm-hmm. Guys, October 1st, that is going to be the date that we are going to open up those early bird submissions. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. October 1st, coming right down the line. Something that, kind of applies to the entire hobby, like you said, is going to be competition. Whether there's one group that owns, whatever it is in grading, whether it's card shows, whether it's card production, Panini, Topps, companies like that. Something, oversaturation can be something that is kind of the inverse of one person controlling the whole market is, hey, there's way too many of these companies out there not really creating any difference between what they're offering, mm-hmm. right? And so there's that oversaturated market. Something that we do a lot is go travel around to shows on the weekends. We do the RCRs, same day turnaround at shows all the time. Since COVID, restrictions have kind of eased up around the country. We have seen tons and tons and tons of card shows kind of pop up out of nowhere. And these companies who are putting them on, or whether it's a collector or, a local company, something like that, they are having to compete with the bigger shows like the National, the CSA shows of the country, I guess. The Dallas Card Show we just had this past weekend. In your opinion, are there too many shows? Are there not enough card shows? Where does the volume of shows stand in the current space right now in your mind?
I mean, you can literally find multiple shows every weekend. Every weekend. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, these local, smaller shows, more power to you. Do a show every weekend. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to most of the hobby.
Right.
It gives an opportunity for the local collectors to get together, more like once a month trade night.
Right.
But it's like a trade weekend. I like it. I think it keeps the hobby alive. It keeps people interested. It brings in new collectors because if you've got a couple of kids that are wanting to get in, and as an adult, or as a dad who, has small kid or had small kids, if you got the small kids and you want to get them involved in sports cards or they have an interest, you're not going to say fly from, Florida over to Dallas to bring those kids to a card show.
Right.
But if there is a small card show that's local, you can then take them and then get them involved. And maybe at some point, y'all plan, hey, you know what? We're going to go to National. We're going to go to the Mint. We're going to go to the Dallas Card Show. We're going to go to Culture Collision. We're going to go to Del Mar. We're going to go to some of those bigger, nicer shows. And then you've developed, more interest into the hobby with those kids. And so I believe the value is 100% there with the card shows. It's your choice which card shows you want to go to.
100%.
So I think it's great. More shows. Get them out there. The bigger collectors, the bigger companies are going to select the few shows that they want to attend.
Right.
Going forward is the way this is going to work.
Right.
You're not going to see DCI at 3 shows in a weekend like we were doing before.
Correct.
Building up, basically we were building our reputation
brand,
and our brand. You're not going to see us. You may see some of these smaller grading companies now start to appear at some of more shows as they try to build their brand.
Correct.
But you're going to find DCI sitting up right next to PSA, right next to Beckett, because we feel like we're a player in that space.
Absolutely.
Now, we've built our brand enough to be able to, I've told show promoters, all the time, they're like, well, PSA set up right here. I don't care. Put me right beside them.
Right next to them.
Put me right beside them. That doesn't bother me. I still have good relationships with PSA guys. I still have good relationships with my Beckett people.
Right.
I love those guys. That's never going to change.
Right.
But I feel like we're doing some things in the hobby and some things with DCI that is different, the change has been needed for a long time, and now we're bringing that value to the hobby. So I feel like we've moved and we've changed that space. So we're selecting our card shows going forward to the bigger shows and not so much as all the smaller ones.
I totally agree. I think the access to cards that a card show provides for a local area, whether you're driving 2 hours to a weekend card show, we're seeing that so much more than we have in years past. It's just a really healthy sign of the hobby in general, just the card economy, the card market, if you will, being alive and well. So I agree, it's exciting to have more shows every weekend popping up, but also from the corporate perspective, it's definitely important to pick and choose, kind of make sure you're going to the right show to maximize your time and your value in the hobby.
I mean, we run our Whatnot streams right now just to add value back into the hobby. Bring singles on there. We give the people the options to get their cards graded on site. During the streams, and I see a lot of people in those streams talking about it's their first time to buy a card. I've just started getting in the hobby. All of that. Mm-hmm. I love to see that. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Giving people access like that, I think, is important to help grow, bringing cards to the mainstream of investing in assets, things like that.
Yep.
One quick question before we head out. I know that you have slabs coming. I know that you guys have previously done RCRs at shows. Is that something that is going to continue as you take orders for slabs as well?
So there will be a select few shows that we do RCR at.
Excellent.
But we're going to be moving towards the submissions at the particular shows. But we will offer at select shows RCR. So I was looking through our show list yesterday. Mm-hmm. And we only have probably, I think, 7 or 8 shows for the remainder of the year. I took some of them off. And, I mean, some of the shows are some really good ones. Like, we're going to be at the Del Mar. We're going to be in San Antonio. We'll be at Union Marketplace Del Mar.
Yep.
We're going to be – I'm just thinking of the ones that's, for the remainder of the year. There's a couple of San Antonios. I think there's another Dallas show in November. We've got there's a Nashville card show that we're going to be at.
Nashville's always a good one.
Yeah, and I mean just those few to finish out the year, and then going forward right now, currently, we only have 3 shows scheduled on the books going into the new year. Only 3. There's only 3 that we've put. Now we'll add a few other ones in there, but those 3 that we have on the books right now are Culture Collision, Prism God, Raphael. Awesome dude. We'll always do his shows.
For sure.
I just love I love the connection that we have with him. He puts on such a great show, and, he's such a good guy.
He's a great guy,
yes.
And he does so much around the show, like not focused on cards, the music, the food, the community. Yeah. That's a fun show.
Yeah. So we'll always do that one. We always do the TriStar show.
Yep.
Of course, we'll be in Dallas. It's local.
Right.
We always do San Antonio. We're the big sponsor of that show.
Yep.
We just have a really good community down in San Antonio that we enjoy. So
shout out to one of our longtime listeners of the podcast, Francisco. I know he'll be checking out this episode. from San Antonio. But yes, that is excellent.
And then David Marino puts on they've got the Mint. That's one,
Mint
like once a
Collective.
year we'll be at the Mint
Absolutely.
Collective. So, and then I mean, there's a few other ones we'll add in there once they make the announcements. Like Burbank and whenever they do the announcement for the Union Marketplace and the Del Mar, we do that. Those are great guys as well.
Totally.
So, just connecting with those types of people around the hobby. I want to lock arms and be in business with good people in this hobby,
100%.
not people who are about just the money.
100%.
And those particular people that I just named off are genuinely good people for this hobby, for the industry, and those are the people that we want to work with.
That's exactly right. And typically, in our experience over the last 3 years, working with those people makes you money in the long run, just as much as if you were to, take the cash grab up front. So, very exciting. I know. So that was a lot to cover. We've got submissions October 1st, Cabo on Monday. Cabo video coming up Monday. We have our ambassador program is live on DCI Grading.com, guys. We are still offering RCRs at upcoming shows. Bunch of stuff here
Better come
going
find
on.
us.
That's right. Come and find us. Come and get it while you still can.
That's right.
That is it, guys. We will see you next week. I am DCI Jason with Big Sexy Bradley Crenshaw. We're out.
See ya.